Hi, I'm Miss Coates from Montessori Academy of Virginia, and I'm going to show you guys some of our subject areas in our school. Our first subject area is going to be language.
When we first start out with language, we work on sound consciousness. After the children start to get the hang of letter sounds, we work on metal insets. Metal insets really reinforces handwriting for children and really helping them hold their hands steadily for handwriting. After metal insets, we work on directional lines with pre-writing practice. From there, we move on to sandpaper letters, where children practice letter sounds and also writing the letters in the sand. Over here, we have movable alphabet.
Once all the children learn all the letter sounds, they move on to movable alphabet for Pink Series. For Pink Series, all the words are 3 letters and they are phonetic, so they can sound them out. We start with beginning sounds, then we move on to ending sounds, and then they spell the whole word. Each time they use objects, then pictures, and then move on to dictation. For Pink Series, we have a lot of reinforcements over here that they can do in their notebooks, and ones that they can do with objects in the class.
After we know they have a solid foundation with the Pink Series, then we start with Blue Series. For Blue Series, we have words that are more than 3 letter sounds. They're still phonetic. They can still sound out each one of those. We have 2 examples in here, and just like Pink Series, we do object, picture, and dictation. Other things that we work with is this reinforcements, where they do silly sentences. They match picture to object. We have missing blends.
Then we move to phonograms. We would start with one phonogram first, and we explain to them that it's 2 sounds together to make 1 sound. And then we move to our movable alphabet, and we start with objects, then pictures, then dictation. And then we have a lot of different ways to reinforce our phonograms. And they work on one phonogram until they understand the phonogram, and then they move on to the next.
Our next subject area is the fine motor and gross motor skills.
Right, this is knob cylinders. This is actually the foundations for geometry. With this lesson, they are learning different dimensions. When they've completed this lesson, then they can move on to the pink tower. The pink tower, they are building from the largest to the smallest dimension. When they've completed this one, they can go on to the broad stairs, where they are learning to build from the thickest to the thinnest. When the discovery lessons, pink tower, and broad stairs are combined, then they get a combination of the different dimensions. These are also good STEM activities. Through sweeping, the kids get to learn more environmental care, how to take care of the space around them. When they're done learning how to sweep, they can move on to dry pouring. When they've mastered dry pouring, they can go on to pouring water. They go very slow, and they go left to right to reinforce when they start reading and writing. When they move on to self-care, they get to use different dressing frames, and with the dressing frames, they get to learn how to tie their shoes, put on their coats, zip up their coats, everything they need to be more independent.
Okay, this is sound cylinder. So we take one each and then listen to the sound and then match the same sound. Okay, this is fabric matching. So we put our hands and then you feel the material inside and then find the same fabrics.
Our next subject area is math.
The number rods are used to help the child understand quantitative value and then subsequently associate that value with a numeral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Teen hanging frame teaches numerals and quantitative value from 11 to 19. So 10 and 5 make 15. Tens board teaches numerals and quantitative value 10 to 90. So there are a few examples here. 31, 3 tens and a 1 make 31. 40, and 2, make 42.
With the decimal system cards, using thousands, hundreds, tens and units, the child learns to read 4-digit numerals. Magic slide. 4,253.
The stamp game teaches 4-digit addition, starting with our units, tens, hundreds, and 1000s. Over on this side, we have the division board. We divide 6 beads by 2 Skittles, and our answer is 3.
In geography, we start with sandpaper globe. With sandpaper globe, they learn the land and water, and from here we move to the landforms, lake and island, and the other landforms. And then we move to painted globe. With painted globe, they will learn about the continents and their location, name of the continents, and the oceans. And we have continents map, then they can learn the name of the continents.
In zoology, we first match the object of the animal to the word. We also discuss life cycles of specific animals. And we also label the parts of an animal.
For science, we have a few examples of lessons. Our first one is a My Plate, which is where they're able to categorize the different foods, different food groups for each object. And then we also have a Sink and Float lesson where they are able to use each object, place it in a bowl, and then see if it sinks or floats, and then place it under the right category.
Our next subject area is going to be the elementary math and language.
These are sentences that the students read and they fill in with the object that matches, so they're working on their reading skills. We use grammar symbols to teach the students parts of speech, so they learn things like noun, adjective, verb, adverb, and conjunction, and then they're able to learn the parts of speech, and it helps them with writing their sentences. Over here we have the phonogram movable alphabet, and so with these books then the students learn about each different phonogram, and then they build words to match the pictures, and they leave the phonogram in red so they know that's the new sound that they're learning.
Here we have the bead frame where we can do addition and subtraction. Each one is colored with the place value that it is, as is all Montessori materials. So they just add them together and they write their answer on the paper. Here we have our long chains, which are used for skip counting and also learning the square of numbers and the cube of numbers.
This is the multiplication checkerboard. Elementary students are using this board to learn the relationship between addition and multiplication, and they're able to multiply large numbers.
Our next subject is the botany, and this is our school indoor garden.
Each school has an indoor garden that your children will be able to actually participate in taking care of and growing vegetables. Each class has edible vegetables that they can pick and taste, and it's very enjoyable to the kids to be able to experience the life of a plant from seed to harvest. We also have lessons in our class for botany, such as the parts of a leaf, where they get to use their pincher fingers to strengthen their hands and build leaf puzzles and label them as well. And we also always discuss the zoology that would go along with the garden.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed our short clip on some of our subject areas in our school. Please feel free to stop by for a tour or give us a call if you have any questions. Hope to see you soon.